Guys, it is the prime rib. It is what everybody wants around the holidays. Look, I had such success with my Kerry Gold injected turkey. I mean, it was about the best turkey I've ever made on Thanksgiving, that I am gonna do the same with the prime rib here. Only, I'm going to melt down the butter. I'm going to hit it with some fresh rosemary, some fresh garlic, little salt, little pepper. Then we're going to strain it. Then we'll inject the prime rib, hit it with our favorite rub, let it sit at room temperature for 2 to 3 hours to bring out all that moisture. Then it is in the pit boss at 225 Fahrenheit, turning every half hour, and take it to a perfect 110. At that time, we're gonna bounce up the pit boss, man, full blast, sear this sucker off and bring it up to 125 Fahrenheit for a perfect rare to the medium rare. All right, guys, looking back, this is the one you're gonna wanna make, and it all starts with 1.5 to 2 sticks of Kerrygold butter, a fresh sprig or 2 of rosemary, about 4 cloves of crushed garlic. You want to crush it because you want to start to release those oils. You'll bring this up to a low simmer. Now you want to do this ahead of time because you got to harden the butter back up a little bit. Low simmer for about 15-20 minutes or so. Then you're going to strain it, and then you're going to get it in the fridge just to kind of harden to that perfect temp for the injection. At this time, let's turn our attention to the prime rib. Look, this is a store purchase prime rib, nothing special. I got this at Walmart, and I do like to leave a little fat cap on, as I think it just adds a little bit of flavor, a little bit of texture to the prime rib. Oh yeah, there you go. Guys, from there, I'm gonna hit it with some kosher salt. Well, this is actually a pink Himalayan salt, but you could use a nice kosher salt. Look, you really don't need a binder on this, although the meat is nice and dry. The salt will stick, just kind of push it in, no big deal. And you do want to build that nice salt crust, so don't be stingy. Oh yeah. Look, I'm gonna go with this black hardcore carnivore rub on it. If you don't have this, although I do have a listing in the show notes down below to purchase it, you could just use a black pepper and a granulated garlic, and that'll do you good. That said, I gotta tell you, if you do have the time, definitely pick up some of this rub, man. Because again, this prime rib was about the best I've ever made, man. Yeah, it was. And like I said before, we will get this strained out. All this is gonna sit for about a good 3 hours as I tend to the pit and other stuff. Guys, look, at that point, you're gonna wanna tie up the prime rib, and basically what that's gonna do is gonna give you a little bit more even cooking inside the prime rib. If you don't have butcher's twine, again, information in the show notes down below to pick some up. And of course, we got those knots on the bottom of the prime rib because the other side is going to be our presentation side. Oh yeah. And there you go. Oh, yeah. And now, like I said, man, that is just going to sit, and that's going to draw out all the moisture on that meat, man. That is key for a good prime rib. And look, I had a little bit of a problem with my injector. If anybody knows a good injector, leave me it down in the comments so I can pick one up myself. In the meantime, I'll make do with what I got, and hey, I usually like to go about an every inch to 2 inches, and as you're injecting in, you want to pull the injector out to get good coverage in the meat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is flavor. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, look, whatever butter you may have left over, just get it and just rub it down on the prime rib, and again, let all that just sit. Oh, yeah. Now look, this butter is going to help in two ways. It is going to help crisp up that bark, and also it'll drip in the bottom of the pan, and that'll help us when we do up our jus. There you go. And that's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, look, we got the, as you saw, we got the meat monitored on both sides. Also, the pit is monitored. We don't want to overcook this. And again, we want to hold steady at that 225 Fahrenheit in the pit. And we'll rotate the prime rib every half hour, 35, 40 minutes or so. That's going to help and give us some even cooking. And there ain't nothing left to do now but to wait. All right, guys, look, we have reached an internal temperature between 107 and 111. Let's go in, let's get a handheld reading. If all checks, we'll get it out on the board, and we'll turn the pit up and go on to the next step. All right, guys, look, 108, 107, that is good enough for me. On the board she goes. Look, the pit boss has reached a temperature of about 450 Fahrenheit. She may go a little higher than that, but that is good enough for me. Let's get this bad boy back on the pit and take it up to that medium rare. Oh yeah. All right, guys, that is 15 minutes. Let's go in and see where we're at. All right, guys, look, she is about 120. Let's get it on the board. Remember, you want to take it off a little early because she's going to carry over about 4, 5, 6, 7 degrees resting on the board. So when we slice it, she should be a perfect medium rare. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, look, that is 15 minutes on the board. Now let's see how we did. Guys, look, I don't get excited too much, but when you nailed it, you nailed it. I mean, the juice is coming off this thing. I mean, you could just tell right off the bat, man, it is the perfect temperature for me, and that is a good thing. Let's slice it. Quick taste test, and we'll close this out. Oh, yeah. Perfect, man. I mean, guys, come on, man. Look at that crust. This is money. Oh, yeah. Wow. Guys, that is the perfect salt crust. I gotta go one more. Oh, man. Guys, look, man, that is it. This is a 10 out of 10, man. No doubt about it. 10 out of 10. Flavor on the outside with the crust. Flavor on the inside with the injection. I mean, this is just about a perfect prime rib. So look, man, that is it for this one. Until next time, we will see you really soon.